Welcome back to 2 p.m. with the Trigger. Rich Bontrager, the Trigger, back with you, helping you shine on camera, shine on stage so you can amplify you and your brand authority to get more followers, more fans, more clients, to get more revenue. That really is what it is all about. It's about you showing up, being the best version of yourself. And, media is a new currency. Really, learning how to leverage this is such a powerful, powerful thing. Today, I am kicking off with our partnership with Market Appeal once again. We are back doing another live symposium all week long. We already have day one of the Achievement Symposium in the books here today. Had a great time today with Shannon Peel and the gang. Here's the QR code to come and join it. What is achievement? How do you achieve? How do you stay on track? What limits you from achieving? We're going to get into that all week long. Today, I kicked off the summit, the symposium, by talking about some historic leaders, influencers who achieved their goals. And I broke down how they achieved it, what techniques, what pathways, what passed the barriers that they saw and they worked around. It was a great time to kick it off. You want to register for this and join us because, again, we are rocking the virtual stage, helping you in different categories, different ways to achieve your goals and dreams. What are your goals and dreams? So check that out and come and join us. Today on 2 p.m. with the Trigger, I'm going to go dig into the mailbag, the email bag. Remember when you used to get the email? Remember you get real mail? I get real mail, but it's usually junk mail. Remember Johnny Carson, for those of us, he would do the great Karnak and do all the mailbag that way. Today we're going to do Today, I am going to answer a question from David. David wrote in, and this came in last week, and I've been pondering and thinking about how to properly respond. But David basically wrote, he wanted to know, Trigger, you talk a lot about interviews and interview skills. Why are you so passionate about interviews? And it really is a great question because I really do believe in the power of interviews. And as a talk show host, media guy, I've been around interviews. I've done thousands of thousands. I've seen great interviews. I've seen interviews that have been absolutely stellar between both the host, the interviewer. I've seen interview go very well with the guest who is being featured because they knew how to answer. They were prepared for the interview. And I've seen train wrecks on both sides of the microphone as well. And that's why I'm passionate about interviews. Interviews can be gateways into insights, getting to know prospective clients, getting to know people that you already work with, the services people offer. And they're often very, very casual, very fun. Thank you again, Stroke TV, for being back with us again. Aaron, I hope you had a great time over the weekend. And I know interviewing is a big thing for Stroke TV. I was just a guest on his Stroke of Genius show on Friday. That's another reason I'm so passionate about interviews. So many people are trying to learn the podcast space. They're trying to learn how to be interviewers. You think it's easy. You think this all comes naturally for everybody. You grab a microphone, you get in front of it, and you can do any interview you want. To really level up your game, there are skills, there are things you need to learn about to really level up the interview game. So that's part of the reason I'm passionate. The other thing is now more and more job searches, college exams, getting college the entries are being remote interview conversations. Everyone now, if you're job hunting, if you're looking, you've probably run in those pre-done, type in your name, type in this, and we're going to pop up a question. And whether it's the written ones that you type in all the data, name, you answer the question, you're being interviewed. And they're being interviewed on keywords, on specifics they're looking for. They're looking for things about you they want to know. If you do one of the video ones, they will pop up a question, let you look at it for a couple minutes. But when you hit record, 3, 2, 1, you have to talk to the camera, but you're alone in a room talking to the people hiring you. They are not on screen with you. They are not there, but you are being interviewed. And again, it's keywords, it's storytelling. How well can you encapsulate your dreams, your goals, why you're a good fit for this job. No matter what form of interview you're on, there are things that you need to learn now. Media has changed everything. Media has invaded everything, and interviews are a powerful tool in media. So let me ask you, do you know how to be a good interview guest? Whether it is on a podcast, streaming TV show, do you know how to be a great guest and get the results you want? Do you know how to communicate and highlight your strengths, your dreams, how amazing your services and your offerings are through your company? If you're an author, do you know how to not just talk about the book, but do you know how to talk about yourself and why you're the genius of the book, how you crafted the book? Do you know how to not just storytell as a writer, but storytell you and your journey? It's all part of interviewing now. I was not big on listening to other people's podcasts for a long time. I will openly admit it. I have been centered here, doing what I do and working for other people, running other shows, doing interviews or football games, basketball games. I've been here so much that I haven't paid attention to the larger speaker podcast community until the last year and a half. I've coached it. I've been busy here. But now I'm sitting back and I'm listening and I'm watching. The power of interview is so powerful and it's so much fun. Here's what Aaron's chiming in here and having to say here just a little bit. He used to get nervous about it. Yeah, but he's very comfortable with it now. It's a blast to see where people start off and where they come to. It is a growing skill set. But I love listening to a good podcast. I love listening to a great discussion of friends. The podcasting world has really changed from just being the serious interview. Let's get the facts and only the facts. The podcasting world has really become a dynamic place to explore relationship. People are revealing their pains, their hurts, their insecurities. They're talking about behind the scenes of book writing, movie directing. There's so many different spaces now that it gets to. But some of the best ones I love, it literally is like you're sitting down with a friend. You're in a room together. And the conversation is just, hi, how's it going? Let's have a casual. It's not the formal news journalism interview anymore, but it is an interview. Even last night, I was listening to Billy Boyd, one of the Hobbits, and Dominic. They have the Fellowship of Onion. I think I tagged that right. But it's a podcast with two of the actors from Lord of the Rings. They're both just sitting on chairs. And they're just riffing and having fun, asking questions and responding. But they were interviewing each other. And at times, they pull out new information, new surprises. Interviews are a fantastic way to gain knowledge and wisdom. But interviews are also a great way to elevate you and your brand. Like Aaron from Stroke TV, like myself from Rock the Stage, like Shannon Peel from Marketing Appeal, and many others. The interview is one of the mainstays of what you do to grow your brand and share your wisdom of knowledge while you're interviewing other people. As I've said before, and I coach, as the host, you are not the star of the show. Your guest is. You will become the star of your show because you get on every week. But the focus of your interview, the focus of you, the host, should be on the person you're talking to. Make them shine brighter. Make them be more interesting to your audience. Make them reveal things that you never, ever heard anywhere else and get that exclusive with that. Be so curious and wrapped up into them. And I love seeing interviews that the people really are. Just the other night, I was watching the Mary Tyler Moore retrospective. Max has it streaming. It used to be HBO. Max now has it streaming. And they showed interviews that Mary Tyler Moore was involved with. At times, she was nervous and closed up. And at times, she would open up and reveal things that even she would say, I didn't think I was going to say that here. There's something about the right host with the right abilities, and the interview takes on a life of its own. There are preset questions that every journalist has, every interviewer has. You kind of get into the flow of it. But when you really have a great interview is when you know you've latched onto something unique and you take the conversation further off script into where the guest revealed something, where they gave away, but they opened up the door a crack. You go a bit further into that and you go seek and find more. Those are the funnest, richest, most amazing interviews. And that's one of the fun things that I love to get out of people. It's great to be able to find that. And it doesn't happen every time. Now, let me go back to what I was talking about a few moments ago about the interview world has invaded businesses now. It has completely invaded businesses. I've coached and worked with people. I love working with students coming out of college, getting that first job. I love working with people that are in transition. And then they're trying to find that new job, but the market has changed from when you last did just a written resume. From the last time you sat down and had a cup of coffee with someone across and you did a person-to-person interview. It's changed from being able to go down the street and find the sign of the window and say, we're looking for help, walk on in. It now is an interview through the camera lens or through the open chat box. That's a whole different skill set now. You are playing in a different arena than ever before, and it's a struggle for many, many people. I love the power of interview if you learn how to leverage that to your advantage. Job seekers, if you're struggling with this is an area where we can help you rock the stage. This is a way that I can help you learn how to relax. I have a very dear friend. They went through this several years ago. Literally sat down and they told you in the description, have good lighting, have a good microphone, have a clean background, nothing crazy. They don't want to see your dog and your cat. You want to look professional for this interview. And this person was like, Trigger, I have no idea what I'm doing. Can you come help me? So literally set up a table, have them looking out the window for good lighting, natural lighting, put up a sheet to have one color background hanging behind them, let them use some of my microphone and camera equipment, and let them just talk. But we rehearsed the questions. They were some practice questions of the industry they were applying for. I sat on the other side of the camera, so on that side. They sat here, and I opened up a Zoom box to practice it. They get used to seeing themselves and do the mannerisms, because everything matters. Your physicality matters. Where your eyes are looking matter. The clothes you wear matter. And we practiced how they were going to apply for their job. And I would ask the question. We would run through it. We would replay the tape together, look at how they do it, and then we go do it again. One trick when you're applying for jobs now through this new virtual landscape, if you are in an interview for a job, dress the part of the job. This goes back to acting. This goes back to people auditioning for movie and TV roles. Often they will dress the part close enough to give an idea to the director. They are the part. They are this character. Do that for some of your job. Now, I'm not saying if you're applying to be a cruise director, you don't go buy the ocean suit and be a cruise director. Okay, you don't need to do that. But what's their color scheme? What are their colors they have? What are the things that they have going on that you can slide into and be close enough that when they see you and hear you giving your virtual answers, they look at you and go, yeah, we can see him there. We can see her there. They are the part. They are what I need for the employee. Besides the answers you give, you now own the part before you get the job. There's so much about interviewing that now is a game changer for your job hunting, for your podcasts, interviewing. David, thank you for the question that come in today. And again, if you would like to drop a question, drop it into rich@richbontrager.net. There's my email right there. Send me a question. I love going to the mailbag. I love ripping in and looking at what you really want to know. David wants to know why I'm crazy about interviews. Why do I love doing the interviews. I've always loved this. I've always enjoyed it. And I'm curious about people. And again, it goes back to our value here at Rock the Stage. I'm here to help you shine on camera, shine on stage, elevate you and your brand authority so you get the results you want. One of the things that I love to do is interview people and watch them shine and shine and shine. Want to learn more about what's going on with the Rock the Stage? Or how would you like to be on an interview right here? How would you like to be on 2 p.m. Live with the Trigger? Let's do an interview. Let's help you elevate your brand. Let's get your message out there. Hit that QR code and register to be on 2 p.m. Live. We prepare you. We prep you up. You get you excited. We promote you. And then we come live on 2 p.m. to help you shine and get that message out further and further. It's always great to drop in. It's always give you a little shot in the arm of what's going on. Come back tomorrow. We'll do it then. 2 p.m. with the Trigger every Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern time, right here live. Until then, have a great day.